Scotland was alive with democratic debate. There was a real sense of possibility and optimism about the future.
The general feeling in the Yes campaign is we'd done enough because the momentum had been with us basically all of September. But, well, we know we haven't.
The point at which it was clear that the no side had won, I had expected to be like running around with my t-shirt over my head like a footballer that just scored a goal because I was so invested in it and we'd worked so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I shed tears that night. My heart was literally breaking.
I felt absolutely exhausted and I just felt relief.
In 2014, Alex Salmond and Nicola Sturgeon were formidable allies who fell just short of victory. 10 years on, the two former First Ministers have fallen out and failed to achieve their primary goal.
My time is nearly over. But for Scotland, the campaign continues and the dream shall never die.
Alex Salmond decided during the referendum campaign he would have to stand down as leader if Yes lost.
You know, when you have a serious political reversal, somebody has to take responsibility. And of course, if you do, it's about the psychology of Scotland. You know, it's like, you know, why Robert the Bruce, the hero king, is hugely respected, who won, but William Wallace, who lost, was hanged, drawn and quartered, is loved. You know, the Scotland likes when people are done down and rallies to their cause.
In retrospect, do you think it was the right decision for you to have gone?
No, it was the wrong decision. But then, you know, I wasn't to know then that the 10 years since would be wasted and political opportunities would go a-begging and for no apparent reason.
Who's to blame for missing the opportunity?
Well, the leadership, obviously. I mean, it's the people
Nicola
who led.
Sturgeon.
Well, I mean...
What do you see as her biggest misstep?
Well, I wouldn't have led people up to the top of the hill and back down again. I mean, I think she probably, you know, fired the gun too early.
I am as certain as it's possible to be that Scotland will be independent and well within my lifetime.
Nicola Sturgeon's star was rising when she decided to push for another referendum the day after the UK as a whole, though not Scotland itself, voted to leave the EU.
Looking back on what I tried to do in the wake of Brexit to give Scotland the choice, I don't regret. And the reason we couldn't secure a referendum, I don't think was down to, you know, failures of strategy or not trying hard enough. It was down to that Westminster democracy denial. And, you know, Alec will, of course, tell himself that he would have done it so much differently and better. You know, nobody has a greater conceit of Alex Salmond than Alex Salmond. I think even he would concede that. But it's not immediately obvious to me that that is anything other than bluster.
Ruth Davidson was a key figure in the campaign to keep the union, who thinks the fast call for another referendum was a flaw.
I think the fact that she jumped so early, like she couldn't even wait to do it, allowed people like me, who had been avowed Remain campaigners, to stand up and say, look, my Remain vote wasn't a vote for independence. Don't you dare say that voting to stay in the EU is a vote for Scotland to leave the UK, because it wasn't. And we managed to hold the line and get through that really tricky period. And had she played that differently, I'm not sure we would.
But what could the pro-UK side have played differently over the last decade?
Suddenly you had people talking about politics in their neighbourhood and not speaking to members of their family if they're on different sides, or speaking to their neighbours if they took a different side. And we wanted to get past that. And I guess the way that we did that was just to carry on and pretend like it was before. But maybe being more assertive about, no, you lost, no, you lost, no, you lost. Maybe that would have made a difference. I doubt it, though. I mean, you've met Alex Salmond.
Support for independence has barely shifted, despite recent turmoil in the SNP. It hovers near 50%. Polls suggest it's strongest in young people. In 2014, 16 and 17-year-olds got to vote for the first time.
Everybody was talking about it and everybody had an opinion and everybody was engaged. I mean, before that, I had no interest in politics, absolutely none at all. And the referendum really ignited that spark.
2014 was a balloon inflating, a balloon of enthusiasm and of energy in this collective spring that at last there's something to vote for and at last a different future is possible. And then that balloon just deflated. People are not feeling quite as enthused by it. I think that there's a bit of a lull that we're experiencing at the moment.
Independence is something that we will see in our lifetimes. Of that, I have no doubt. Will it happen in the next 18 months? 5 years? That's a different question. People right now have different priorities.
Constitutional politics have shaped the political landscape here for a decade. Labour's resurgence in Scotland suggests things are shifting, but they are far from settled.